kind of knew this was coming when I was texting with Thor over the weekend. You know, he was in Vegas. I was pumped for the guy. I was oh, man, you're having the greatest time ever. And he wrote just back, no. Oh. And I went, oh, no. I know what's happening.
Yeah, it was rough.
He wasn't winning. He was having a hard time at the tables. So I knew whatever was going to happen this week was not going to be good.
It was rough.
He was going to be in a bad mood.
Yeah, Friday in Vegas went as bad as you could imagine.
Oh, no.
It was just one of those things where, like...
You didn't have your boy with you. That's right,
I didn't have the big dog.
Big dog got to eat.
Yeah, I wasn't eating.
Okay.
It just sucks. It just sucks.
You're going over the place.
And...
you losing money. Nobody wants to lose money when you're at the casino. But Thor... Like, you got to see him. Like,
no, you don't got to see him.
Well, it's rough.
It's sad.
He will. I'll be sitting next to the guy.
Yeah.
And if he starts losing, I'm just like, it makes me like feel horrific.
I play the slot, so I'm not with you guys at the table. But when I approach, I can tell just by looking at him, his body language.
On the other hand, when he's winning, he's doing the shimmy.
Yeah. Oh, the same
it's a whole thing.
Shimmy and shake.
Yeah. The highs and the lows of this guy.
Well, so I like if I lose, it's not the end of the world if you're playing for a while. But when you just get destroyed and you don't win anything,
right,
it's
when you
just
sit down.
it's just like, oh my God, I've lost $200 in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
and the dealer just like slits your throat.
Yeah, it's just the worst.
Oh God, what just happened?
Like, and you know that feeling too. Like you'll walk past the table and you see a guy and the dealer, and the guy just gets up and leaves, and you're like, and you look at the dealer and you're like, that guy's a killer.
Yeah.
Like he just ruined that
But then
guy's life.
sometimes I go, maybe I'll be the one that
I've had that
break the
happen,
curse.
and it doesn't happen.
That never happens.
It doesn't happen.
It never happens.
So yeah, it was Friday was rough. Saturday I got it back, won some money, and then Sunday I lost it all. So I left down in Vegas.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm not happy. We flew got delayed there. Thanks Delta for delaying us for no reason.
Okay, you don't have to.
And then delayed back. Thanks Frontier for no reason.
Oh, different airline.
Different airline.
Really?
Well, we did Expedia. So they put you on different airlines.
You love Frontier.
I mean,
I don't know if I love Frontier. I don't love the attitude they give for no reason. Is that part of going on that airline?
Yeah.
Getting attitude.
You pay for attitude.
It's so odd. It's so odd. So the flight was delayed like an hour, whatever. Then we get to our seats. I'm 15D. Now it's a smaller plane. It's all
Thank you for letting me know.
I know, 15D.
That's very specific.
It's all comes to the plane. Each row has 3 seats on one side, 2 seats on the other.
Right? Whatever. It's a small plane.
So, but I'm on 15D, so I'm window in a 3-row seats.
Oh, you're not a window guy.
No, I'm usually not.
You're an aisle guy.
I'm usually an aisle guy, but I didn't want to pay. You have to pay for everything on Frontier. So if you want to sit in a certain seat, you got to pay for it.
Really?
If you want to wear a shoe, you got to pay for it.
So
if you want to wear a hat, you got to pay for it.
So you were assigned the window seat?
Yeah, I was assigned the window.
That's lucky.
So I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah,
and my point is, like, it's a 50-minute flight. I don't care, which goes into my rant here.
Oh.
I don't care. It's a 50-minute flight. Who cares where you're sitting?
You're up, you're down.
You're up, you're down. Literally, you take off and you're like, I don't even think they get to 30K. I don't even like. It's up, it's down. It's up, it's down.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there, and I was zone 1. Wild. I'm never zone 1. Usually I'm like zone 7, zone 8. So I got on the plane. Because I don't care. So I get on the plane first, which I usually don't do either.
No, you normally last.
But I'm like, let me get on this plane. I got to get out of here.
Oh, God.
Don't do that.
I got to leave.
Okay.
Talk is like that.
So I get on this plane. I'm sitting there, and nobody's sitting next to me. People keep coming and coming and coming. I'm not getting excited. I'm not going to have anyone sit next to me because I know I'm on the plane early. But the first couple comes down, and I see this. And they come down, and they clearly, you buy a cheap airline, then what happens is your seats get assigned for you unless you want to pay for them.
Right.
So it's a couple who clearly wants to sit next to each other. So they start doing this thing where they walk down and they look confused. They're walking down the aisle. Oh, you're here. Where am I? Oh, you know what I mean? And they're stopping everyone behind them because they're so confused that they're not next to each other. As if they didn't know that going into the plane, that she was 16D and he was 27F.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Didn't realize that?
Didn't realize that going in.
Okay.
Didn't look at the seats, huh?
Didn't look at the seats. There's
so confused.
How could we not be together?
I was 16, not next to 27.
Okay.
So I'm kind of annoyed by this, but it's not affecting me. It's affecting the people directly in front of me. And then they start doing this thing where they start talking at a very low decibel because they're starting to ask people to switch seats. but they're clearly embarrassed, so they're talking at a super low decibel.
Okay.
You're like, hey, do you mind switching seats? And then people are like, what? I can't. Now we got that. And there's people behind them the whole time.
Loading.
And I just want to stand up and scream, it's an hour flight. Your wife or husband will be okay without you. You can do it. People changing seats on airlines for short flights annoys the crap out of me.
Really?
Why do you need to sit next to each other that badly?
But wouldn't you rather sit next to your wife than not?
If I go on an airline and I don't pay extra for my seat and they give me the seat that's
like
assigned,
in Southwest, you know how it's just open, whatever.
Yeah, but there's no assigned seats, right? So we stand in line together and then sit where we want. But if it's a 50-minute flight, you're going to cause this much drama and confusion. And the crazy thing is, they didn't want to sit next to each other. They both wanted the aisle seat next to each other.
That's
one guy decided, I'm not standing for this, and said, no, I'm not changing my seat. I wanted to hug that man.
Oh, right.
You got your seat. Sit in it.
Now, I don't like that aspect of it because I mean, you're not really sitting next to each other. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But if somebody asks me to switch seats and I'm getting the same or better seat, then I'd do it.
Yeah.
But if you're putting me in a middle seat, I will never do it.
I don't want to move my seat. I'm in my seat. I'm sitting there.
In, huh?
It's a 50-minute flight.
But if somebody...
I won't move it out of spite.
Whoa,
you're
whoa,
that in love with your wife. You're that in love with your husband. If you're like me and Emily, you need a break for 50 minutes.
Hold on a minute. Two things, pal.
What?
Number one, it was Valentine's Day, dude.
Well, no, this was coming back from Vegas. This was on Sunday.
Okay.
This was on Sunday.
Changing it on me.
Still love weekend,
Changing it on me.
Still, give me a break.
Okay.
So if
it was Valentine's Day, then
wouldn't care.
You don't care?
It's 50 minutes.
I know, but it's Valentine's Day.
So
am I right?
You can't wait 50 minutes?
Well, no, most people aren't this psychotic about being on a flight.
I'm just so annoyed. Why does it matter? You're holding up. It's so selfish. It's so American to do that. It's all about me, and I want to sit there. And even though I didn't pay for this, you should move for me. And blah, blah, blah. And everyone should do what I want to do.
You can say
and everyone do what I want to do.
I'm just asking.
Scoff of America. And everyone should do what I want to do.
That makes no sense.
I got Thor's back on this one.
Well, it's not done.
It's ridiculous. I actually book flights where Robert and I don't sit together.
Not everybody. Not everybody hates their partner. Okay.
So then these two people get their own thing going. Then literally right after them. Right after them. There's one person behind me, and they have their own row, and I have my own row. So then I'm not kidding you. Then this guy and this girl come walking in. Looks like a troll. And she's hot. So we clearly have an ugly guy who's rich, hot chick situation, which is all over Vegas, obviously. He's carrying her purse, by the way. So I got no respect for this guy.
Okay.
Immediately have no respect for him. She sits in the aisle behind us, and he sits, for some reason, in the middle seat right next to me. That's probably his assigned seat, whatever. Takes his tray down, puts the purse on the tray, which annoys me for a million reasons. One, why are you taking the tray down before we take off? We all know you can't have the tray down when you're taking off.
Emily.
Hey.
Okay?
But why doesn't she take, I get, maybe her hands were full with
There was nothing in her hands. Yeah. There was nothing in her hands.
I got no answer for that. But why didn't he give it back to her?
When they sit
That's
down.
Wild.
Yeah. And it was a Louis Vuitton bag, so that really irritated me. The tray. You're buying a Louis Vuitton bag, but you're flying Frontier?
That doesn't make any sense.
The bag's worth more than the plane.
Yeah, it doesn't add up. It really didn't add up.
The whole thing annoys me. So I can't stand this guy with his beanie. And then she's sitting behind me. And I'm just sitting there. And then they start doing the thing. She stands up. She looks confused.
Looking around, huh?
Should I sit? And then what happens is she decides, because I'm thinking, okay, everyone goes through. They've closed the door. Yeah. No one else coming on the plane. So I'm like, okay, this guy is going to move to the aisle seat and we'll have a seat between us. Mm-hmm. This is great. It all works out because Frontier, you're like squeezed. You're like Shaq in a tiny car.
Yeah.
And she needs to be next to this guy. So she gets up and sits in the aisle seat. So now the person behind me, she's got a whole row and the three of us are all together. And I'm legitimately pissed. Because we're now crunched all in just because these two jackasses need to be together for 50 minutes. Are you kidding me? We all had a perfect situation.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Simple solution.
What?
you say to the two couple, like, oh, do you guys want to sit next to each other? Oh, that's cool. Can I take your aisle seat? And then we'll have the seat in between you.
I refuse.
Okay.
I'm not changing my seat.
I'm trying to help you.
I'm not changing my seat for these two idiots. And then here's what's worse.
Then you're going to be miserable.
These two idiots.
Okay.
Well, the flight attendant comes down and says, "Sir, you have to put your tray table
obviously.
up." And I look at him and roll my eyes right in his face. Then these two idiots start listening to music they start sharing AirPods. And listening to music and singing along with each other.
No.
I swear to God.
Come on.
So I look right at them because now I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. So I look right at him and I go, hey, we're on a flight.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means.
I swear
What does
to
that
God.
mean?
I go,
We're
hey,
on a flight?
we're on a flight.
Okay.
Can you stop? And they look at me and they just look scared and they stare at me.
Yeah.
And then they take their earpods out and kind of get quiet. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. You want to sing? Not when you're sitting next to Thor.
I mean, what?
You want to switch seats? Not when you're sitting next to me. You should be able to go 50 minutes without the love of your life. Okay? You should be able to do it.
I mean,
Okay.
Because I know Sky can't do it. I know she can't go 50 minutes less than next to her husband or her daughter.
No.
But I can. Okay? Emily can.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Thank you.
Well, she prefers it. Yeah, there's a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference.
But whatever.
different.
But whatever. All
So
right.
no more changing seats on flights.
I mean, what?
If it's under an hour and a half.
I can't ask.
Hour and a half is Thor's
That's his
threshold.
limit.
That's my limit.
All right.
Thank you.
Crazy.